Yo, what's going on, everyone? So, in today's video, we're gonna be looking at some Megadraft games, and that's pretty much it. So let's just get into it. All right, so we're up against Profit here. So I'm looking at like what we have, and there's arrows, and then there's Dark Goblin, Spear Goblins, Barrel, and Firecracker. Firecracker dies the arrows, obviously. And, arrows are pretty decent for some of the bait cards here. It's the only direct counter against Barrel that's an equal trade. Everything else is either too expensive, or it can't be fully countered if it's being tanked for. So we're going to go ahead and pick arrows. Alright, let's see what he picks. Alright, picks Dark Goblin Knight. I was thinking he was going to go for like a Dark Goblin, try and pick all the bait cards, just so I'd have to have a hard time dealing with everything, but he doesn't end up doing that, and it goes Knight probably just for a decent tank. Good stats for the cost. I go Cannon Cart Larry's here. I go Cannon Cart because it's a good tank and range card for his Knight and Dark Goblin. And I also go Larry's just because they're good for cycle. I didn't really know what to pick, so that's kind of why I picked them, essentially. And let's see what he goes for. Okay, he goes for Golden Knight and Mini P.E.K.K.A. I'm not really too sure why he goes Golden Knight or Mini P.E.K.K.A. here. Maybe, obviously, one of them is going to be for the Cannon Cart because Dark Goblin and Knight aren't going to be enough, probably. But the other one, I'm not really sure. Maybe Mini P.E.K.K.A. for like a tank killer or something. I'm not really sure, but anyway, he goes for that. So let's see what I go for. Alright, so I go for Spear Goblins and for Firecracker here. I go Spear Goblins because I want another swarmy kind of card, and plus it's good against the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the Knight, or the Golden Knife when you distract something, but obviously the Golden Knight's a bit better than those two. Excuse me. And I picked the Firecracker because I have the best counter to the Firecracker, which is arrows, and she's going to be good against all these cards here. So that's why I go for her. He's going to go for Valkyrie and E-Spirit. Valkyrie may be to clear up some of these spammy cards and the Cannon card, and the E-Spirit's probably just for the spam cards too. I'm going to go for Ice Golem Fireball. I go Ice Golem because it's a good tank. It's only 2 elixirs, so it's going to help my cycle, and I can kite a bunch of things. And I go Fireball just for some damage, damaging spell. Obviously, aside from arrows, I want a Fireball just because even if there's nothing good to Fireball, at least if I don't pick a win condition, I have something to rely on. So that's why I pick Fireball. He goes Ewas. I have no clue, but it gave me something to Fireball, so we'll take it. I go Goblin Barrel here because, like I previously mentioned, arrows is the only good counter for it. There's Snowball, obviously, but if you pick Snowball, I can tank for it, so it won't fully counter. And he is going to pick Snowball here. Obviously, for the Goblin Barrel, he can't really use it on anything else, otherwise he's going to get punished. Let's just go into times 2 speed. Go Larry's middle, go Spear Guns off the side, he zaps. Oh, sorry, no, he picks Zap, no Snowball, my bad. Which is even worse counter, in my opinion, just because even if it stuns him, obviously the Snowball will be better. He goes for a pretty bad pusher with Gold Knight ability and everything. Take care of the Golden Knight, send a barrel opposite lane, then I protect my Cannon Cart Larry so he's forced to respond to it, otherwise the Cannon Cart is going to lock on his tower. And Cannon Cart does, it does a decent amount of damage, some would say. Go for the barrel again. Obviously my cycle is way quicker than his, that's kind of the entire purpose of this deck, is the cycle, out-cycle all of his counters. So yeah, he's just going to hover this Dark Goblin, I go for Firecracker. He goes Dark Goblin in the back, we just arrows this. It's the only thing I can really arrow in his deck that makes sense, unless it's a damage like the Ewas or something. Gonna kite everything up to the middle here. Make sure to wait for the E-Spirit to hit all my stuff, otherwise the E-Spirit would get rid of those Larrys, and that's not really optimal. We go for the Ice Golem Barrel here, and it's gonna get a lot of damage because, as I previously mentioned, tanking for the barrel's pretty good. Little goblins can get a lot of damage if you just get them in there when they're getting tanked for. They just need some support. Again, just out-cycling, spamming. And this poor guy can't really keep up. He just doesn't have anything. I go Ice Golem off to the side with the Golden Knight to distract him from the Swarm cards, because I already mentioned, Golden Knight's pretty good for all the Swarmies. Pretty bad Larry, sorry, I play him to the Valkyrie, so the Valkyrie gets a lot of value there, just mincing up a bunch of stuff. I go for the pre-Fireball, we don't care about the battery power. I go for the pre-Fireball there just to hit the Ewas, because obviously I know he's going to do at this point, because he keeps doing with the Zap and the Ewas, yada 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 yada. I go for the Fireball again. And at this point, there's just no way for him to get damage unless I mess up or he spells. That was a terrible Gold Knight ability. I call it early GG because I know it's over. I'm hoping he just gives up just because it's going to save us both some time. I go for the Goblin Barrel low because I knew he was going to arrows and not see it. And then he just lets the double Firecracker connect because he knows that ultimately his fate has already been sealed. And that's the deal. Alright, so up against Pekka level 1, he picks first. So when I play this match, the first things I immediately noticed were, one, there is a pump, and this is important, and I'll show you why. The only big spell here is the Graveyard and the Poison. Now, the Graveyard's not really a big spell, it's a win condition, but the only big spell here is a Poison, right? He picks Tesla, that doesn't matter. And there's also a Miner. The Miner and the Poison can do two things. They do damage, the Miner can go anywhere, the Poison can go anywhere. And you want to know something? You know that pump I was talking about? Well, he's kind of screwed now because there is only Snowball, Arrows, Drill, Barrel, and NATO that can directly reach it. Those do, like, little damage to the pump, so he's kind of screwed if I ever get my pumps down, so I'm just going to become, like, an empire and get, like, billions of elixir on this guy and just completely take him down with capitalism because, you know, I'm just the GOAT. Anyway, I go for Log Musketeer here. He goes for Bomber Fire Spirit. He's just going to go for a Cycle deck. I'm going Log because it's the best small spell, and Musketeer because there's no Fireball Lightning, so she's going to get some decent value depending on what he picks. He's going to go Drill here, because, obviously as win condition. I also pick Miner. Miners also serves as my win condition too. I just picked it so that, like, he'd have nothing for my pump. He's going to go for a Knight just for a tank. Let's just speed through this. Excuse me. He probably goes Knight for my Miner. I go Dark Prince for his Drill, and for the Knight I go Skellydrax because, once again, there's nothing really good to kill them. Like, he does pick Exo, which is decent against them, but, you know, it's not going to fully count him. He goes for the Exo NATO combo because it's one of the best combos in the game, especially with the NATO. I go for the pump, as I already mentioned previously. And then he goes for a Ram Rider, which is going to force me to pick a building. I'm going to pick the Cage here because I can go pump, but, you know, obviously I don't want to sacrifice a pump on a Ram Rider. Not really a good play. He says good luck. I'm going to throw out the good luck here, actually. Not too often I throw out the good luck, but when I play Megadraft, I don't know why, but it's just like, for some reason Megadraft players seem to have like a more like respectful tone and what do you call it? In comparison to other game modes, it seems like they understand that you have to be like an actually decent player. Also, this new Drill rework is annoying. I said it like that because it's a buff. The goblins pop up almost instantly, and it's only like, I don't know, half a second sooner or something, but that half a second is very important. We go for the pump on the Ram Rider here. Not what I wanted to do, obviously, but, you know, you do what you have to do sometimes. I didn't want to take that damage, so I figured that sacking the 6 elixir was probably better, plus I get one back anyway, so it's not the worst thing in the world. We take some drill damage here. It's only 2 goblin stabs, the initial drill impact, which is fine with me. As long as the drill's not shoving up, what was I saying? Anyway, Bomber comes in the back. We're going to go for the poison here. It was not alright poison. I missed the Bomber, so I could have protected it, but at the end of the day, it didn't really end up mattering too much. I'm just going to go for the Dark Prince on the drill with NATO, or he's going to NATO everything. I go Log. We defend pretty fine. Miner back, hit the Princess from the back. Dark Prince almost goes for the exit, big places the Knight, so fair enough. I'm going to go for a drill here, or not drill, a cage here, because you can't NATO it. At least not like the actual cage itself. There it goes. Poison is on the tower there. Musketeer gets a few shots in, which is good for me. I go Miner Skellydrax off the line because he just wastes his XE, so it's going to be a good opportunity for me. As long as he can't rattle my bones, then okay, I'm fine. Like, he can't do anything. He doesn't have, like, poison or fireball delivery, nothing like that. Bomber does eventually survive the Dark Prince, so fair play to the Bomber, I guess. I mean, his Black Balls overcame my Dark Prince, so it's fine. I poison on here just to get rid of the XE. That's really the only reason. The Knight is like, it's just an added bonus. Just a little prize I get. We're down some damage right now, but I know I can catch up. I'm going to go for a Miner. Catch the Bomber, actually, or I guess he caught the Miner. I didn't catch the Bomber. We're only down a few hundred damage now. Go for the poison on the tower. Go for the cage in the front so you can't NATO it or anything. You get some nice goblin damage there, but I'm going to log everything away. Only 40 seconds left. I go for the poison, nails everything, and I go for a Miner in the back once again. And as soon as that happens, the Musketeer gets on the tower, and that is GG. He couldn't withstand, you know, Mike Tyson, the Musketeer lowering her balls on the tower, Miner hitting the Princess from the back. Ultimately, it was just too much for the poor guy to handle. Don't blame him. Ignore that. Because sometimes it's just too much to handle. You just can't take all the pressure that's being forced onto you. So yeah, those are my Megadraft reviews. I haven't really done one of these in a while. I usually only do them for like tournaments and stuff, and when Megadraft ladder was a thing, but I figured why not. It's been a while. I like doing them. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next one, and yeah, take care.